The security footage played on my laptop screen, and I felt my heart stop. There she was, me, stumbling through the parking garage at 2:47 a.m., my dress covered in something dark. I slammed the laptop shut, but the image was already burned into my mind. 3 weeks had passed since that night, and I'd almost convinced myself it was just a bad dream. The hospital staff had been so understanding, telling me it was normal to have gaps in my memory after trauma. Your mind is protecting you, they said. I believed them. I wanted to believe them. But now, staring at my closed laptop in my dimly lit apartment, everything was coming back in fragments. The charity gala, the wine, Richard's hand on my shoulder, steering me toward his car, the parking garage, his voice changing from sweet to threatening. My hands trembled as I opened the laptop again. The timestamp showed 2:46 a.m. now. I forced myself to watch. Richard appeared on screen, pushing me against a concrete pillar. My stomach churned as I saw myself struggle, saw him lean in closer, his fingers wrapping around my throat. Then came the part I'd been trying so hard to forget. In the grainy footage, my hand found the decorative fountain pen in my clutch, the one my father had given me for my law school graduation, the one with the razor-sharp tip that I always carried for self-defense. The one that was now sitting in an evidence locker somewhere in the police station. 2:47 a.m. The dark stains spread across Richard's expensive white shirt as he stumbled backward. My past self stood there, frozen, as he collapsed. The fountain pen clattered to the ground. I closed the video before I could watch the rest. I didn't need to see myself calling 911, didn't need to relive giving my statement about how he'd attacked me, how I'd acted in self-defense. The police had believed me. There were no charges. Case closed. But the security camera footage wasn't supposed to exist. The garage manager had assured me the cameras were just for show, non-functional dummies meant to deter criminals. So how did this video end up in my inbox 10 minutes ago, attached to an email from an anonymous sender with just 4 words? I know what happened. My phone buzzed, making me jump. A text from an unknown number. Meet me at midnight. Same parking garage, same spot, where everyone sees the truth about what really happened before 2:46 a.m. I glanced at my clock. 11:27 p.m. The truth? What truth? The footage I just watched matched my statement perfectly. Unless there was more footage, unless someone had seen what happened in the minutes before. The part I still couldn't remember, the part that made my hands shake every time I tried to recall it. 11:55 p.m. The parking garage looked different at night, more sinister, with shadows stretching like grasping fingers across concrete walls. My heels echoed through the empty structure as I made my way to level B3, where it had happened. My phone buzzed again. Smart girl. Now open the new file I just sent. With trembling fingers, I opened my email. Another video file, time-stamped 2:31 a.m. from that night. 15 minutes before what I'd seen earlier. The sight of Richard's white Tesla pulling into the garage made my chest tighten. But something was wrong. In this footage, I wasn't stumbling. I wasn't drunk. I was waiting behind a pillar, the fountain pen already in my hand. When Richard's car appeared, I straightened up, smoothed my dress, and stepped into view with a practiced smile. No, 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 I whispered, watching myself walk deliberately toward his car. This isn't right. The video showed us talking, my body language relaxed and confident. No signs of fear, no signs of a potential victim. I looked calculated, prepared. A new text appeared. Keep watching. 2:35 a.m. is when it gets interesting. On screen, I reached into my clutch and pulled out something else besides the pen. A small envelope. Richard took it, his face contorting with rage as he examined its contents. That's when the argument started. But I couldn't remember any of this. The doctor said trauma could cause memory loss, but could it erase 15 whole minutes? Another text. Behind you. I spun around, nearly dropping my phone. The garage was empty, but I could have sworn I heard footsteps. What do you want? I typed back, my fingers shaking. The truth. About the blackmail. About the photos. About why you really came to the garage that night. Blackmail? Photos? My head started spinning. More fragments of memory surfaced. Richard's voice saying something about his wife, about his company, about millions in offshore accounts. The sound of a car engine starting made me jump. Somewhere in the garage, headlights flicked on, casting long shadows. I couldn't tell which direction they were coming from. The concrete pillars distorted the echoes. My phone buzzed one final time. You didn't lose your memory from trauma, Claire. You lost it because of what I gave you at the gala, in your drink, right before you came here to kill him. The headlights grew brighter. A familiar white Tesla emerged from the shadows, moving slowly toward me. Behind the wheel sat a woman I recognized from countless society photos, Richard's widow, Sarah. But that wasn't what made my blood run cold. In her hand was a familiar glass vial, identical to the one I'd found in my clutch the morning after, the one I'd thrown away without understanding what it was. And then, like a flood, everything started coming back. Sarah stepped out of the Tesla, the vial catching the dim garage lights. Remember now, Claire? Or should I say, partner? The memories crashed over me like ice water. The careful planning, the secret meetings, Sarah and I orchestrating every detail. We weren't enemies. We were conspirators. You were supposed to stick to the plan, Sarah said, her heels clicking against concrete as she approached. Simple blackmail. Get the offshore account numbers. But you got greedy, didn't you? I remembered now. The photos were just leverage to get Richard's hidden millions. But when he revealed there was more, much more, I saw an opportunity, a chance to take everything. He told me about the other accounts. Hundreds of millions, Sarah, not just the few we knew about. Sarah's laugh echoed through the garage. Oh, I know. I've known about all of them for years. Who do you think helped him set them up? My blood ran cold. The realization hit me. I'd been played from the start. The drug in your drink, Sarah continued, twirling the vial, designed to create temporary amnesia. I needed you to genuinely believe he acted in self-defense. The police are so much more likely to believe a traumatized victim who can't remember everything. You used me to kill your husband. And take the fall if anything went wrong? She smiled. The grieving widow versus the unstable lawyer who killed him. Who would they believe? I reached for my phone, but Sarah shook her head. The footage has already been sent to every major news outlet. In about, she checked her watch, 3 minutes, they'll all receive the full video. Poor Claire, secretly meeting her lover, blackmailing him, then murdering him when he wouldn't pay. That's not what happened. But even as I said it, I knew how it would look. Actually, it's exactly what happened. You just didn't know you were following my script. She reached into her purse. And now for the final act. The gun looked almost delicate in her manicured hands. Grief-stricken widow confronts her husband's killer. Tragic ending ensues. I'll be on every morning show, tears in my eyes, talking about justice. I closed my eyes, waiting for the shot. Instead, I heard sirens. Sarah's smile widened, right on schedule. But as police lights flooded the garage, Sarah's expression suddenly changed. She looked at her phone, face draining of color. Because I remembered one last thing. I wasn't the only one who'd been drugged at the gala. Check your own glass, Sarah. And your own camera roll from that night. You'd be amazed what someone will confess when they think they won't remember it the next day. The police cars surrounded us, but we both knew the real game was just beginning. After all, we were both lawyers, both liars, both killers. And only one of us had backed up all the footage to a dead man's switch.